like lowercase g.
User joined your channel.
Cool. Hello.
Hello.
Gosh, I went to like a public thing and they were talking about jazz.
Jazz.
Like I'm in the wrong area. Yeah.
Well, whenever you pop in, it puts you in the open Fantasy Grand channel. That's funny.
Yeah, I did connect and yeah, I was like not in the right spot.
I had a guy that did that in my game on Sunday morning, and he wasn't really sure how to change out of it, so it was interesting. Yeah, we have our finale of Unknown Whom on Sunday morning. It should be finished.
Ooh. What time? Is it 5:00?
No, it's 6 o'clock. So 6 to 10 should be finished.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited, but a little bummed that we're coming to an end. It's been fun. Now, Cole, I'm going to play sound for you and make sure your sounds are working.
Okay. I can hear it.
Cool.
User joined your channel.
Hello.
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 How's everyone doing?
Hey, Deluxe. Good to see you on. We're doing good.
That out?
I just had to turn down my Twitch because it's about 10 seconds behind, and I just heard this. I heard that sound. I heard that, oh. So, and we've got the creator of the sound extension in our chat again tonight. I don't know how long he'll be on because I believe it's about 1 in the morning.
So how was your drive, Alan?
Oh, that's you. It wasn't bad at all, actually.
Good.
So I was telling you guys, but you didn't hear me since I didn't have push to talk on. We've got Deluxe Oz, the guy who created the sound extension and all the connections. He's in our chat again, but I think it's 1 o'clock in the morning Australia time, so he may not be on long.
Wow.
But it was nice of him to join a little bit.
Hello. You can hear us?
Yeah, he can hear you guys. Yeah. So, okay, let's see. Everybody's logged in. Everybody's got their characters up. I think I might have modified just a few things, but I don't think there was much to change. Oh, 1 in the afternoon, he said. Okay, it's 1 in the afternoon. I was going to say, that doesn't sound... It's more than 6 hours ahead. So it must be 18 hours ahead. So I think I'm going to pull you guys onto the map, and I'll reshare the map, and then we can talk about where we left.
Okay.
And if you guys need to move yourselves just a little bit, I don't remember exactly where you were. I probably don't need to do this, but sometimes I take you off the map and pull you back in from the combat tracker because I just don't want any issues with tokens. So I'm getting you back on. Okay, so you all should be on, and again, you can kind of move yourselves around, but once it pops up, let me know if anything looks funky, but you should see your health bars and all that good stuff. I'm going to lock tokens.
Yeah.
Okay, so just as a quick reminder, the guy in front of you is Grund. He's a half-orc, and he basically wants you guys to leave and go out through the west, like behind where he is. He doesn't want you to go back further into the this, whatever you want to call this temple, this dungeon, this kind of cavern. He wants you to leave. And the boy talked to you a little bit before you let him go. The boy that was pinned, he talked to you a little bit about this group called the Believers that seem to kind of behind the scenes at least run Red Larch. So anyway, I think that's essentially where we left it. The boy just left and thanked you, and he was his way out, and I think you guys were trying to figure out what was happening with this Grund guy and what you're going to do. So Noah, did you have Realmworks too? Because you don't have to have it up now, but there is a lot of information in there. Like next session, if you want to go in and kind of get a recap, I'm trying to keep it updated there too.
Okay, I haven't been in it in a while. Do you want me to see if I need to log in or anything?
No. I mean, it's the only reason you'd want to have that up is if you're trying to remember a person or where you've been. And as we get further into this, another 2 or 3 sessions or 10 sessions in, it might be really helpful to have that all in the background. But I would just say look at it if you have time over the weekend and get up to speed. Nothing you really have to have up now. I think Jason has it up, so if you have any questions about who you visited or where you visited, he can probably look at it pretty quickly.
Yep.
All right, so we're not really in combat right now, but you've got a somewhat angry half orc that is confused and doesn't want you guys here. So tell me what you want to do.
Doesn't want us to go the other way.
Yeah, he wants us to go west.
He wants you to go,
from.
kind of right where I have the arrow. He wants you to go back through there.
Because obviously he's guarding this door, and had we come through it first, he would have stopped us, but we went around him.
Right.
He was very surprised to see you guys where you came from.
Means we either go west and walk into, instant death because he thinks he would have been safe if we had come that way. Or we go west and potentially walk into something that we're not prepared for.
Yeah, Deluxe or Matthew. I
sort
don't
of
have any
feel
mods
sorry
in
for
right now.
Grund. I mean, he's stuck down here all by himself, and obviously is terrified of whoever his masters are.
Wasn't was that his dad or was that the little boy's dad?
That was the little boy's.
So I'm going to try to pay
Voice
attention
there,
to
yeah.
the stream, but it's hard when
So
I'm
these
doing both.
believers have made Grund, fear for his life or whatever. He's obviously fearful that something bad's going to happen if he doesn't get rid of us. So I feel for the guy, but at the same time, there's 6 of us and 1 of him. What does he expect?
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Demakos, can you work some of your charismatic magic on him?
I think I had already tried that last time and it failed miserably.
Ah,
Out of game for a second, the DM would say that your roll was very poor.
As is what I would expect from
you talked yourself out of it.
That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I'm able to take another stab at it, but I already did try. So if that was like your one shot, then I blew it.
Well, I don't know if anybody else. I don't recall all of the what the different characteristics are for everybody, the abilities. So I don't know if anybody else has any powers of persuasion like that. But it's up to you guys.
Well, both my
I don't
guys have a
think
10
so.
charisma, so
Yeah.
The barbarian has 10 charisma. His skills are only athletics, perception, and survival. So I don't.
Well, and
Yeah.
did you? I'm trying to remember. Did you try to intimidate him last time? I don't actually exactly remember what you tried to do.
Which one did I remember? Yeah, I think I tried intimidation because that's the one that's got the highest bonus to it. Yeah, it was intimidation.
Sorry, Chad. I'm still getting over
okay.
cold.
Well, maybe we can just talk to him and say, "Look, Grund, we've got nothing against you, but the fact is, we're going in to check this out, and we really don't want to have to fight you. So, just what? Let us go on our way, and we'll let you go on yours."
And he says, don't disturb anything in this place. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to be hurt. But please don't disturb anything that's in here.
Okay, so when you say disturb things, is it okay that we walk on the ground? Is that going to disturb something? Are you talking about touching things?
No touch things. No take things. No move things. Walking okay.
Promise.
All right. Well, We'll do what we can, Grund, and we'll keep it to the walking as much as possible. Okay, I can give you that.
Okay.
So, shall we proceed east then?
As Demakos leaves the room, he runs a hand across the wall. I'm not touching it.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I think we should do it. Let's go back.
I think so too. Something's obviously over there.
We'll die. Is the door still open?
It is.
Oh, okay.
My map is not up. Did I
Is it
click
open for
something?
you? Oh wait, click on your click on the Fantasy Grounds icon at the bottom.
I just shared it again. It's not showing that you're logged in. That's weird. Now it is.
Oh.
Okay. Yes.
Yep, it's starting to come up.
Yeah, I
Okay.
see Nebula on the bottom. I don't see you. That's
Alright.
weird.
Yeah, it is. See it now.
Okay, so you can move now. Good. And Grund's kind of eyeing you all warily, but he's letting you go. But he's looking anxious, but he's letting you go. And you guys remembered in here, in this chamber, you have the dwarf statue that looks like it's a petrified dwarf. You've got a circle of gravel that you were a little bit concerned about that goes around this. Kind of do this real quick. Something like that. And then within the gravel, you see what look like offerings. There's polished stones, there's coins, there's also a dagger that's kind of glimmers and catches your eye, but that's all the stuff that you see on the bottom, and then you see the door to the east, which is the only place you haven't been out of this room.
Yep. So, assuming.
So,
Exactly,
shucks, I don't
Deluxe.
have detect magic.
I'm not touching
set
it.
up. It sounds like the dagger's probably magical.
You can grab it. See what happens.
Yeah, if it's cursed, I'm really gonna do that.
I don't think any of us have detect magic. So.
All right, Flurvin will pick it up.
He picks up the
Attaboy,
dagger, and Flurvin explodes.
Not
Okay.
again.
Exactly. Hold on. So you pick it up, and as you look at it, it definitely gleams, and it has some really interesting markings on it. It's decorated with star motifs, and in the grip is just a really dark blue leather. You can tell that there's dried blood that still coats the dagger, as if it was used relatively recently. And you also notice on the dagger's pommel, you notice the inscription Rezzur, Resszur. And let me get that for you 1 second. I'm going to drag it directly to Flurvin, and that should work, but let me know if you do not see it on your character sheet.
Okay.
Or it might just pop up, and you might have to drag it into your inventory. Did it just pop up on your screen? Is that all it did?
It looks like a window popped up saying unidentified item.
Right. Let me drag it into your inventory. Yeah. So now it's in as an unidentified item. So
Okay, but we know it's a dagger.
yeah, like if you open it, go to your character or your inventory tab and go
Right.
almost to the bottom. And if you click on the little brown shield, doesn't it at least say dagger?
No, it just says unidentified item.
Okay. So the way that works is, you obviously know that there might be something unusual about it. If it is magical, with a I have to look if it's a short or long rest. I should know that. But when you take a rest, then you can essentially discover by spending a little bit of time with it what it is and what its features are.
Okay.
So let me accept your movement.
So,
Okay.
Flurvin's got the Arcana skill. Will that help him understand what the inscription means?
Let me look at that real quick. No, that it won't. In this case, I'm going to say it won't. It won't help you with that. But again, if there's something magical about it that's related to that, then you'll be able to discover it after a rest.
Okay.
All right.
So, is there anything else anybody wants to see in this room?
No, I'm good. Yeah, we
Yeah, I think
checked
I'm
the
good.
traps previously.
I was gonna say, might want to check for them on this door before we go barging in.
Okay.
Okay. And so, Anna, go ahead and roll a perception check in the tower. Okay, and it looks like most of the other doors that you've seen in here, it looks like it's going to open just fine. You don't notice any traps, any issues with it.
Okay. Barbar.
All right, the meathead. Yeah. So he's going to attempt to push or slide the door open. Barbar the Barbarian.
Okay. You do that, and it opens to a 10-foot wide passageway that's both 10 foot wide and 10 feet high. And it's honed basically out of these rock walls, and it runs about 40 feet ahead. You can see, from where you are, you can see a small lantern that is hanging from a hook in the wall next to the door at the east end of the passage. And you also see, sitting on a wooden stool by the lantern, is a balding, beardless old man. And he looks like he's human, and he's in like really old and faded work trousers and a shirt tunic that looks very, very similar. And he's idly just kind of whittling away on a stick. He has not noticed you guys yet.
Not the metagame, but typically when you have that opportunity, could be a sign that we need to get the heck out of here.
Huh.
Well, he seems harmless enough.
Famous last words, they said.
True.
Well, it's up to you guys. What do you think? How should we, if we're going to approach him, how should we approach him? Should we, try and be polite and speak with him, or should we just drop a fireball in from here?
I think we should try to be polite.
Yeah, I think the polite route is probably the first one to try.
All right. Gonna get us close.
Now, Demakos is almost never polite, but
Yeah.
he has charisma, so do you think you could try and sweet talk him?
Tell you what. He's due. He's due for a good roll. So
Alright.
is that kind of like over here?
Yeah, so he is right where basically where those stones are.
Okay. All right.
So as you approach him, though, and I would say as you get, he notices you as you get to right about there, and he literally throws himself down on the floor off of this little stool he's sitting on and whittling on, and he throws his little knife that he's whittling with on the ground, and he just throws his head down and he says, please, don't hurt me, and don't bring on the wrath of the Delvers. Please, don't hurt me.
Oh.
By my.
Okay.
So I'm going to interrupt for just a quick second. Sorry.
Sure.
Alan, stepping out of game for a second here. I've got the cantrip guidance, which allows me to touch someone, and within the next minute or so, if they make an ability check, they add a D4 to it.
Yep.
So would his trying to charm this guy be an ability check, or is that a skill check?
Skill check.
Let me open up guidance, but that should be when you said to. Yeah, that would be a.
Well,
That would be
charm,
a
I
skill.
guess, is
Well,
an
hold on. Let me
ability.
look.
I have a
One
charm.
ability check. One sec.
I have a spell for
No, I
charming
mean it would
person.
be. I mean, if you're talking about persuasion or intimidation, it would certainly count towards that. If that's what you're getting at, you could definitely cast that, and it would count towards that type of check.
Okay. I'm going to move over and give him a light touch on the shoulder and offer a little guidance.
Okay. What I'm trying to do, I don't know why it's not opening up for me. Are you? Hold on. Oh, I have it open up here. So what I don't know, I guess we don't have. We don't have that coded. So I guess what we'll do for now, and I can code it later. I thought that one was coded. What we can do is, so yeah, Tamakos, if you are going to try to roll or do some type of intimidation or persuasion, I'll definitely let you add a D4 to it.
Cool. Okay. So I think what I would. All right. I guess here with the group. I mean, what we want to get some information probably about what's beyond the door, and figure out more about what's going on down here. But I think I'm going to play this off, humbling himself and fearing that maybe we're part of the believers and that we have some sort of power in this place, so we could certainly use that to our advantage and at least just without even having to roll something, try and talk to them and say, find out some information. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Whatever works.
That being said, if need be, definitely try some intimidation.
Okay.
The rolls have not been with me, so. Okay, so yeah. All right, back into the game here. Okay, so too much. All right, so Demakos is going to say to the guy who's now on the ground, please rise up, rise up. Tell us who has ordered you to be stationed outside of this door.
So he kind of gets up off his knees and he's shaking and he looks very, very weak, and he says, thank you. He says the believers have me sitting here. I'm not strong like the rest of them. I try to be part of them, but I want to be near the stones. And from time to time, the great stones change position, and they do it when no one is watching. That's how they talk to us. They show us signs of coming dangers and warn us when we make bad choices.
So do you? Let me get in here so I can talk to him.
Okay.
I want to talk to him. So do you think that is why the ground caved in? Was there some bad choices that happened around here?
I don't know what cave-in you're talking about. I've been down here for hours. Has there been some sort of event?
Yes.
I don't know what would have caused that. Is everyone okay? Is anybody hurt?
All the children are fine. They were, when we brought them back up from this hole to the ground to be with their parents, but it happened out of nowhere. The whole ground just caved in, and that's why we are down here.
I know nothing of that. That's news to to me. I don't know why that would have happened.
So, are you, feeling weak because you're hungry, or do you feel weak in your faith?
I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I'm old.
So, if I were to give you some food, I think you could let us know what's going on behind this door.
Food would be very much appreciated, and yes, I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
So-
Going to mark a ration off from my inventory and hand him a ration.
Okay, so he doesn't waste any time and just diving in, and food's kind of spilling down his cheeks and out his mouth, and he's going to town, but he's very, very happy. So he thanks you very much, and he starts to tell you a little bit more about the believers, and says that over the last few years, their influence has really grown over the town. And the boy had already told you who the believers were, so I think you have a list of them, and there's about 5 that are different members of the town. And he says that they discovered these stones that seem to move on their own, and we watch them for signs of what we need to do and how we keep the town safe. But he also tells you that recently there have been some people that aren't believers, but he refers to them as earth priests. And he says that they seem to understand more how to interpret the stone movements. And he seems pretty nervous about them. But he tells them that there's a priest that seems to be helping them interpret the movements and help tell them how to run the town and what they should be doing.
So, the Earth Priests, are those the ones you refer to as Delvers?
No, the Delvers are the bones of the Delvers that have long since been dead are in the room behind me. Those are the Delvers.
And what do the Delvers do? Are they a part of the stone interpretation, or were they merely the ones who dug out this passageway?
We don't know. The Delvers have been here for a long time, but we are worried that if you disturb the stones and don't let the stones move on their own and of their own free will, that could bring upon the wrath of the Delvers who have been here for many years.
Okay. And
Or
it
something
sounds
like
like
that,
the Earth
chat.
Priests and the Believers don't necessarily agree on how to interpret the movement of the stones?
No, I think the believers believed that they could interpret the movements, but now that these earth priests, in particular, it sounds like there's particularly one earth priest that is really helping them understand and directing them on what the movements mean. So there's not so much a disagreement as now someone that's really helped them understand what these movements mean.
Okay, so the Earth Priests are helping the Believers understand.
Yes.
When did the Earth Priests arrive here?
Over the last few months, to the best of his knowledge. That's the first time he saw them.
And where did they come from?
He doesn't know.
You know how many they are?
There's only one that he sees. I mean, he thinks he might have seen a couple more here and there, but there's only one that seems to have been in and around town that he's seen more than just once or twice.
And do you know their name? What do they look like?
He thinks the name of the one that he's aware of is Larock.
Are these Earth Priests human, or are they another race, species?
He says, no, they're human.
Wonder if this had anything to do with the missing delegation.
Good question. And I'm sorry, what was this gentleman's name?
Larock.
That was the Earth Priest.
Yes. Oh, the guy you're talking to, his name is Baragustus.
Baragustus, that's quite a name.
Baragustus, yeah.
Oh, Baragustus, of course. So, Baragustus, why are you sitting down here whittling and starving?
Because I'm a carpenter by trade, and this is what I do to pass my time, and I don't have a lot else to do these days. I try to make myself useful when the believers call on me, so I try to be here when they need me.
And they need you to sit here whittling?
I try to be here for when they do need and call on me for errands or whatever they need.
I see.
Whittling is what I do to pass the time.
And they don't feed you?
Very seldom, on occasion, but what you've given me is more than I've had in some time.
How much longer are you planning to be down here, Baragustus?
I go up and go back to my home and sleep when I get very, very tired. So probably in the next couple hours, I'd go back up to my home and retire for the night. Because remember, out of the game for a second, it's probably around 6 or 7 in the evening. Because you guys, it was only about 4 o'clock when the hole opened.
Well,
I'm role-playing a lot more Baragustus than I expected to, chat.
it'd probably be nice to have a peek in that room. You guys want to out?
Moving forward.
Yeah, going in now, or do we want to wait till Baragustus goes and retires for the evening and come back? I don't know.
He
Well, does
hasn't
he have
really
any-
said he would stop us.
Yeah, does he have any objection to us going through?
Well, I guess we could ask. So, Baragustus, mind if we have a peek in the room with the bones of the Delvers?
And he says, no, from what you've given me is more than anyone has been so kind for me in some time. In fact, it probably would be a good time for me now to retire to my home for the night, unless there's anything more that you have for me.
Do you have enough food?
I have some food at home. I can make buy, but thank you.
Okay, so you could like pack a lunch tomorrow and not be down here starving.
There's always crumble cake to be purchased for very inexpensively in Red Larch.
Okay, I don't want to worry about you now.
You're a kind soul.
Softy. All right. Well, then I would say in a change of pace for Demacos, thanks for all of your help and have a good evening. We're going to press on.
Okay.
Have a good evening. I will check for traps. Check this door.
Instead, we're not overlapping.
I'll do.
Don't cross streams. All right, here we go. All right, so if you're checking for traps.
Yes.
Okay, so you rolled, and yep, it looks like all the other doors in here. It's nice and solid, but you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Oops, sorry. Step back with Demacos.
Oh yeah. Barbar.
It's like a shuffle here.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like a Tetris game. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Barbar is going to push/slide the door open, or try to at least.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Barbar's turn. It says. No Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so just trying to give you a little bit of line of sight from where you are. So give me 1 second. So when you open the door, it opens into an enormous chamber with a 20-foot high ceiling that's been carved out of the rock. And you see a lighted lantern that rests on the floor near the center of the room. So I would say right about there. and an odd array of stone monoliths, some standing upright on standing stones and others arranged in 3 stone arches, stand around the chambers. And you also, I'm going to open up a little more to the back because that's 10, 20, 30. Yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah, you can probably see a little bit more. I'm going to open up the back of the room just a little bit. So what you see in the back, before you even walk in, you can see towards the back, you see some stone slabs that are set against the walls around the perimeter, and it looks like, from what you can tell, they look like the outline of bodies, but you're pretty far away, so all you can tell is they look like the outline of bodies. I'm going to see if I have any other pictures real quick, so let me give you one other. I'm going to look for one other image real quick.
One thing, if those are bodies, they're over 10 feet long. Those are some big bodies.
Artist rendering, I don't know. One sec. All right, so I'm gonna kind of show you, just to give you a flavor for this. Disregard the characters that you see coming into the room, which is basically you. But this picture I'm sharing with you will give you kind of an idea just what the atmosphere is like and how these stones are kind of hovering in the room.
Ooh,
So
Stonehenge.
it's kind of cool.
Oh.
So yeah, you guys have basically just come. You guys have just been coming through that door. So that's essentially those 2 characters, just as a representation of your party.
Darvik and Flurvin in the image.
Maybe. So they're floating. Are they moving?
They're kind of like, you can hear an audible low hum, and they're kind of moving up and down just gently. So some of them are obviously pretty tall, but yeah, they're moving up and down kind of gently.
So,
Well, let's try and do our best to keep our promise to Grund and not touch any of them if we don't have to.
Yeah. So the
Maybe
bodies
just
that we see, are they laying down or are they standing up?
And just look at the description again.
are they hovering?
I would say
yeah.
no, they're not hovering. I would say they're
Okay.
kind of laying down, almost like sarcophagi, but they're essentially stone slabs. So you don't know if those are the whole bodies, but it looks like they're like stone slabs lying on the
Oh,
ground.
okay.
Well, should we go in and take a closer look?
I think so.
Aim for traps.
Oops.
And if you want to roll for traps, you certainly can. Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Is that what you just rolled, or was that from before?
Oh, that was from before. Let me get my. Oops. There.
Okay, and you do not notice anything as you're walking in.
So you hear the sound.
But as Enna gets right about there with the kitty, there you go. I thought you were going a little bit further. As you get there,
Yeah.
everyone can roll initiative.
Oh.
And hold on one second. I'm giving you the full frame of the room, so before I get into what we're going to get into, so you can see kind of on the outside, there's kind of these 6 bodies, if you will, or so you see these all around the outside,
Sure,
Oh,
totally
I see
inanimate.
and let's see, let me see, I'm going to put some names on these guys so I can figure this out. One sec. These guys, you like how I said that?
Yeah.
So Devakos and Barbar do not want any part of this. Apparently.
We're done. We're leaving.
roll a couple of ones, and just get the hell out of here.
Anna, however, is raring to go.
Well, she's committed.
Nice.
She tripped the wire. Let's go! Oh, God.
All right, sorry, just give me a couple more minutes or seconds.
One of those, like,
Mhm.
D2 rules where if you have a chance to get out, then do it. We're all dead. Start thinking of what your next character is going to be. Giants
All
on the floor.
So let's see where we are. We are here. So, this guy pops out from behind these rocks and yells, this is a sacred room. This is meant only for the believers. You all must die.
Oh, great.
Well, not much talking out of that.
He goes
Yeah.
there. And he targets Enna. Oh, and he
Oh,
misses
man.
badly.
Oh, good.
And Enna,
Oh,
you
my
are
turn.
actually up next.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna knock him with my short sword.
Stabby, stabby.
Yes, here I go.
When you miss, he lunges out of the way.
Now let's see. How do I know if I get a double action with this? If I use my short sword, or is that only a one may?
So what you can do, anybody can have, if in the future you want to equip like a short sword, and if you have like a dagger, you could equip one in both hands, and you would have the same plus to attack, but on the second weapon, your offhand weapon, you just couldn't use. You don't add your strength to the damage. So basically, you don't get any extra damage, whether it's strength or dexterity, for that second attack. But so that's how you do it. But it would use your bonus action. So if there's anything else you can use as a bonus action, it would use it. So right now, unfortunately, you just have your short sword, and that's all you can, unless you have anything else that's a bonus action.
Okay. Nope. I will. Nebula.
Okay, hold on one sec. We missed a guy here.
Oop.
Oh.
So this guy comes up, and he was hiding on the top of this floating stone here. Can you see him as I'm hovering him up here?
I can see him.
I do see a guy, yeah.
I see LaRock.
Okay, so what I'm trying to show you is I don't want to stack. Can you see him on top of this now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to see if this is going to work because I'm stacking him on top of a stone, but he's actually standing on top of this stone, and you can see him now as he jumps up, and he yells at you. Essentially, the earth priests control this room. You are all doomed, and he casts a spell at you. 1 second.
Oh,
Okay, so let me see what this radius is. 1 second. Okay. So he casts on the four of you in that nice little row there. He casts a spell, and you all. Let me see if I can put this on you, or if it'll do it automatically. Yeah, I gotta target you first. And by the way, it's pretty clear to you guys that this looks like the LaRock that Baragustus was talking about, and he's in these robes. He looks very priestly, and so you think that's who this guy is. All right, so he's going to cast his spell and see if this works. Okay. So Barbar, Damakos, and Darvik failed. Flurvin succeeded. So essentially what just happened is you guys hear this incredibly loud ringing in your ears. It's as if a thunder strike went off right in the middle of all of you, and your ears are just ringing like crazy. And that's what he does. Okay. Nebula is up.
Nebula. I already used an action. I'm just going to move her next to...
Okay. I'm going to put her right... Which one? Do you want her to the up or down square?
Up.
Okay.
So, quick question. Flurvin made his saving throw, but still took damage. Is that the way that's supposed to work out?
Yep, it's so you took half damage.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Alrighty then. Yeah, this priest is going down.
It's going down, MK.
Good.
Okay, Darvik's gonna cast a guiding bolt at this Larock guy.
Okay.
So now, is he No, he's not targeted.
Now let me know what you might. I can probably move him off the rock if you want me to let him target real quick. So let me, or you can just target him in the combat tracker. It might be easier. So if you control left click on his image, or can you see him in the combat tracker? Yep, you got him.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Very nice. And what was that? Oh, here it is, guiding bolt. Okay, so you hit. So what does guiding bolt do? Go ahead and you can do the
Let's
damage.
see. It makes a ranged spell attack 46 damage, and the next attack roll made against him before the end of your next turn has advantage.
That's not fair. Nice, very nice. Holy moly! So this bolt of radiant energy comes flowing out of you and just slams into this priest who staggers as he's standing atop of this floating stone.
Take that, you priest.
That was nice. So let me look at something. Is there an effect that gets put on him in addition?
I don't think so. I think it's just the light glittering on the target that gives you advantage.
Oh, there it is.
Next attack roll.
So do this. Can you go ahead? You have him targeted. Go ahead. I'm gonna move this back to you for a second.
Okay.
And don't pass your turn when you're done. But if you go back to your actions tab, I opened it up, and you should have now a grant. You should have an effect that you can click on. And what that effect is going to do is grant advantage on, I think, the next person that will attack him, or maybe just you. I don't know.
Okay, I clicked the button. I think it's on him now.
It's on him. Yep, it's on him. All right, so 1 second.
Uh-oh.
So this guy
no.
jumps out from behind a rock.
Here they come.
Hey, is that your dog in there?
What's that?
Is that your dog in there, Thor?
No, that's the Thor, man. I'm just kidding. Actually, I guess what he can do, 30. So he's going to dash, and that's all he can do, because that's more than enough of his move, so he's going to dash there. But wait, there's more. Hold on.
Order now.
All right, so Shifty. So actually, I should have named these guys. You kind of get the sense that, obviously these guys are with the priest, and you think this is the believer group that just does not want you around.
Kind of getting that feeling.
Yeah.
So he goes up here. He targets Barbar, and he pulls out this light crossbow that he fires at you. And he misses badly. All right. All right, Flurvin, what say you?
I say the same thing. This priest is going down.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. Thanks
off
for
the head.
popping in, Deluxe. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to cast Magic Missile as a second level spell.
Ooh.
Oh.
So I'm going to throw 4 missiles his way.
Oh
Hey,
my.
hey, Chip. Oh, you're gonna throw 4 missiles his way?
Yeah, second level.
Hey, Chips, good to see you. And I just saw you pop on, so trying to pay attention. I apologize if I'm ignoring chat at all. Those are little Sirenscape sounds. So these bursts of energy fly into the priest, and he is in critical condition. So he is not down, believe it or not, but that damaged him severely.
In your face.
All right, so let's see. Are you taking off your spell slots?
Yes.
Okay, great. Because what have you just used? Guiding Bolt wasn't one, so perfect. All you've used so far is that was the other person, so perfect.
Right.
All right, let's see who else. That was Flurvin. Is there any other movement or anything else you can do?
Actually, yeah, I'm going to get out of this circle so we don't get hit by that group spell again.
Okay.
Bad idea.
Okay.
All right,
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
You guys see that bright red nose coming in here?
And Rudolph goes up here. So he jumps on top of this it's floating up about 2 feet off the ground. He jumps on top of this, and he fires his crossbow at, let me see who. I'm going to roll for it. Barbar. They're going after the tank.
Dwarf.
And he misses. And one last little guy maybe pops out from around here.
Sue?
Sue comes
Boy
up
named Sue.
to Flurvin
Cash, man.
and attacks with his scimitar. And he hits.
Uh-oh.
And he does 3 points of damage. So he slices Flurvin pretty good, but Flurvin's still kicking. Is somebody raging? Is that what that was?
Must be.
I don't know. The combat tracker passed on to Barbar, so.
Now, why did it do that? Hold on.
Well, he does have rage on.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
should
maybe
be
that's
Barbar.
why.
Yeah, I might have to turn that off. That's funny. Every time it hits your turn, it's probably going to give you the rage. Now, are you still raging, though? Did you turn on rage, or do we need to take that off?
Well, how long was this?
Because that might have been a carryover, right?
Yeah, on your turn, you can enter rage.
Was that from the last battle? Then?
Yeah, so if it's from the
Yeah.
last battle, we'll have to take it off. Unless you want to rage now, and you certainly can. It would just take another rage action.
No, that might not be a bad idea. Let me go ahead and check another one off.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay. Barbar, not being much of a projectile machine, is going to haul up in here and make an attack on.
I apologize, chat, for coughing. I'm fighting a cold, but getting over it. All right, swing away.
You. Barbar.
I'm not sure why you guys aren't seeing the effects, the names in chat.
Oh, wow. How about
Oh,
that?
man.
Does that hit?
No, it missed badly.
That's good.
So Barbar.
Good stuff. Checking something here. Have any other bonus actions at this level? I'm just checking. Well, I'm not going to move because that'll provoke an attack of opportunity. So, on to Demacos.
You know, I'm going back to look at something real quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Sanctuary. I have an advantage on.
What I'm trying to look at, and I think it did give it to you, I just wanted to make sure that when you had the save against the shatter spell that he cast, I wanted to make sure that it gave you your plus to the saving throw. And it did, because you got a +5 on you rolled a 6, but it gave you +5. So I think, well, wait a second. But did that give you? Because you would have had it. Because you would have had advantage. I don't see where it did it. Fantasy Grounds is usually really good with that.
But wasn't that attack Constitution?
Oh, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a. You're right. Okay. Trying to.
Yep. Well, no, I appreciate it, and I looked at that too, but I saw that it looked like it was a Constitution check, so
All right.
I don't have any pluses for that, unfortunately.
Got it.
Let's see here. All right. Try. So, click on Demacos. About to.
Who did you target?
Did it target him?
Yeah,
No.
I didn't see anyone.
But that's okay. If it was a 23, it would have hit. So just do me a favor. Since he's on that rock, it's going to be hard to target him. So just target him in the combat tracker and just roll your damage.
Yeah, I got him. Man. Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, minimal damage, but he is reeling. But that did the least damage you could have. But it hit him squarely. Just almost took him down, but not quite.
Okay. What I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Down to Bandit 10.
Yep, so he's right here. So let me roll to see who he's going to swing at. And Barbar.
Of course.
Let me untarget Enna. And he swings his little scimitar and he hits. And does 5, but that probably only did 3 damage. Because you are raging, my friend.
Rage on.
Yep, so Enna, you are up.
Oh, healthy. Alright, so I'm just gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick Thor. Hit him with my short sword. Oops, I didn't mean to. I hate when it happens.
Well, they both missed because they were both, so either one would have. Did you just double click?
Yeah.
That's right.
I clicked at first and nothing happened, and I double clicked.
That's right. No problem.
Okay.
But yeah, they missed, or one missed.
And can I go ahead and equip my Hail of Thorns for next turn?
It's a bonus action, so let me just see what it says. Now, keep in mind, what that does is the next time you hit a creature with a ranged weapon attack before it ends, and it requires concentration, but you absolutely can do it. But just remember, you'd have to be doing a ranged attack, and if you do a ranged attack at somebody that close to you, it'll be at disadvantage.
Okay, yeah. They're kind of really close to me. Okay, so I'll just maybe think about that next time. If I have a good range opportunity, I'll go ahead and pass it on.
All right. Larock. See what he can do. He's going to do this. Make sure he untargets. God, he's got a lot of stuff here. One sec. Probably easier to clear targets here. Just want to make sure this is what I want to do. All right, yep, he's going to cast on these two. And they both failed. Oh, really? And so he does, he cast Acid Splash. That didn't trigger any sound. That's interesting. But he cast Acid Splash, and it should have done 1 damage to Nebula and Barbar.
Yeah. Barbar. Yep.
Yep, I see it too on Nebula.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, I triggered that. Maybe I don't have. It should have. That's interesting. Oh, I know why it does it. Never mind. This is the whole thing that it has to go over the internet. So since I did it on my end, and it, you guys don't see the rolls, it won't trigger.
Oh.
So that's fine. Let's see if there's anything else you can do. 1 second. Nope, that's all I can do. Okay.
Oh, Nebula's turn.
Yep.
So if I move her, is that an attack opportunity for Amon?
It will be if you move out of his range. So if you move down, yeah, basically anywhere you move would be moving
Anywhere.
out of his range. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to stay where I'm at then.
Now remember, you can. No, I guess you can't. Never mind. You can't ready an action. So, yep. Go ahead. So Darvik is up.
Sorry, just reading about Sacred Flame here for a second.
Oh, you're fine.
Because I want this guy dead, but I don't want to necessarily use up another spell slot. I'm starting to run out. Okay, I'm going to try and Sacred Flame him because it's a dexterity saving throw. Hopefully a priest doesn't have a high dexterity.
And he succeeds.
Darn it!
Forget to mention he's also an acrobat.
Exactly.
Okay, and Darvik will move down here.
Okay.
Now, did you say you don't want me to move my turn when
No,
I'm done?
you're fine now. It just when I have these guys hidden and they're jumping out from behind stuff, if I have them hidden, it passes their turn unless I manually stop it.
Gotcha.
All right, so where's 16? Where's Thor? All right, so Thor's going to take a swing at Enna.
If I give you a bone, will you be nice?
He hits, and light damage, but he hits.
I'll have damage on us.
Bandit 7. So these guys, so you notice these guys are all folks from around town. I mean, you see like the guy from the tannery. You see a number of folks that that you recognize from the town, but you understand that these are the guys that call themselves the Believers. So Shifty is up here, so he's going to go ahead and still take a shot, crossbow shot.
Oh god.
Oh, and he crits.
Mm.
Ooh, and he partially resisted, thankfully. Oh my gosh. Very nice rage. Wow, that could have been bad. Very good that you were raging.
Time to re-roll, see?
I'm getting beat up.
All right, Flurvin. What say you?
Sorry, just looking at the spells here.
Oh, no, you're good.
See if there's anything other than Magic Missile that I want to cast. Alright, I'll just cast it at its first level.
And you also have, I don't know if it's better. Have you already looked at Burning Hands, too?
Yeah, but that's got a 15-foot cone.
Got it. Okay.
So should I spread it out or do all three on this guy, I wonder?
I mean, are you talking about on the guy in front of you or Larock or?
Yeah, Larock. Any advice, guys?
Sorry, guys. Sorry, chat, if anybody's there.
Hmm.
I can't believe LaRock is still holding strong.
Well, he's not. I mean, you can see the red dot, right? So you can tell that
Yeah.
he's hurting.
I mean, I guess if you can bring him down. Maybe that'll convince the townspeople to
Leave us
back
alone.
off.
Well, and even if it doesn't, it at least gets rid of the one spellcaster we have against us.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Very nice.
Yes!
And the rock is down. He tumbles off of the rock and falls to the ground.
Know what LaRock is cooking? Come on.
One second.
It's
Okay. Bandit 5. Where is Rudolph?
what say you, Rudolph?
He must be on this stone up here. Yep. I created these extra tokens because I was going to try to use them, but I had to take off layers because with this new version of Fantasy Grounds it wasn't stable. So let's see. He's going to jump down, go here, and let me roll. Uh-oh, my buddy Barbar. Crossbow. Ooh, but he missed. Bandit 17, which is Sue. He rolls, and he's going after... Who is that? He's actually going after Darvik. He swings and he misses Darvik.
Yes.
Ooh, these guys are getting some bad rolls, or good rolls for you all. All right, Barbar.
All right, Barbar. Your ass and actually hit somebody this time.
And you miss.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh,
Oh.
Barbar! Fired.
Nice, you're fired. Demakos.
Yep, I'm thinking.
sounds like we better take the pressure off of Barbar. Barbar's hurting.
Okay.
So guys, anybody that's joining the chat or listening online, again, I'm using Sirenscape to trigger some chat sounds.
Okay.
So when they do certain spells, it'll trigger automatically. Thanks for watching. So what was that?
No, I was just thinking of something that Demarcos could try, but I mean, if it doesn't work, then it's a wasted turn for someone who could potentially do some damage this round.
What are you thinking?
App. Well, considering trying to manifest a minor wonder and get everyone to back down.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. It's just if it fails, then there goes Demakos' turn of, potentially wreaking some havoc and. Alright.
True, but these are believers and they're following a priest, so a wonder's probably a good shot.
Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a try. This is the, was it thaumaturgy? Thaumaturgy?
So I'm looking at it. So you've got, let's see. So you're booming your voice, or what? I'm just looking at the 4 or 5 things that you can do.
I think what I was wanting to do is I kind of like the idea of either slamming this door behind us or do the rumbling, and do, I don't know. I guess is speech considered an action? Like if I were to talk to these guys while, like, can I talk to them while I'm doing?
That's fine. I'll let you do that as a free action.
Okay. So in that case, I think what I would like to do, actually, you said there is a candle. Candle, or is it a
There's
lantern?
a lantern like right behind this whole pack of where Enna and Nebula and Thor and Amon. So like right, kind of like right behind him.
Okay, and is that
It's just a lantern
assuming,
that's on the ground.
like, is it powered by flame? I'm assuming.
Uh huh.
Not battery powered LED.
Nope, not this one.
Okay, then I think what I'd like to do is use this spell to cause the flames in this lantern to brighten to a bright red color, and at the same time, Demakos is going to shout at them, back down now, surrender yourselves, and the stone priests will not bring their wrath down upon you for failing.
Okay. So let me look at these guys. So I'm going to say that Rudolph, Amon, and Thor they all have line of sight to the lantern, but Shifty and Sue do not because of the rocks and their position. So I'm going to roll saves for these guys and see what they do, and stand by for a second. Okay. Do you know what your spell save DC is? I assume it's like 10, 11, 12, something like that. I'm looking in the back.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What's your charisma?
+5. It's 17. The save is a +5.
Save is a +5. What do you mean?
On the right side, like I'm looking at the player sheet under saves. Charisma's +5. If I'm looking at the left under abilities, it's a 17 with +3 as far as the modifier.
Okay, so which one is this guy? So these two guys, Amon and Thor, are definitely, I mean, they pause and they're kind of, looking at this flame, and they're kind of looking at each other. They're not sure what to do. This guy up here, Rudolph, isn't buying it, and he's just kind of, he seems to be ignoring you, but you can tell that both Amon and Thor are affected, and we can wait till their turn to see what they do, but you can tell that you've got their attention.
Okay, well, that's a start.
Yep.
I think what I'm... Oh, wait, you said the speech was that a bonus action?
Yeah, I let you, whatever you said was just part of your action and was a free action.
Oh, okay. So do I still would have a bonus action?
If you have one, absolutely.
Okay, let me count. $30 feet. I'm wanting to use Misty Step, which... Oh wait, no, I can't. I just used the spell. That's a cantrip. Never mind. Sorry. So I can use a spell.
Yeah, because Thermometry's a cantrip, right?
Cantrip. Yep. So I'm wanting to use Misty Step to transport myself here to hopefully add to the effect a little bit of mystical powers and such. I can travel through space at a whim.
Nice, I like it.
Yep. And I've turned off, or I've checked off the other spell slot.
Okay. All right. So Amon is up. So Amon is trying to run, and I'm going to let you guys take op shots if you want, but give me 1 second to get where he can go. 5, 10, 15, 20. So he's going to try to dash to there, but you essentially all get op shots against him if you want it.
Yes.
So yes. I mean, you guys can target him and as if he's right next to you. So you can use you have to use your melee attacks anyway. So
he's like, get the heck out of here!
Yes, that was good. That was a nice spell.
Yeah, I want to hit him.
Wow, Anna's raging. She's taking her cue from Barbar.
That's right.
So just go ahead and roll my short sword.
So make sure. Yep, make sure he's targeted. I can't tell if he's targeted yet.
Bandit 10.
Yeah, you got him.
Okay, and then just roll your attack with your short sword. And you hit solidly.
Yes. Okay, here I go. Roll my damage.
Good hit.
Take that!
And he's critical right now, and again, he's still right next to you, so whoever's taking their shot next, either Demakos or Barbar.
Barbar is seeking some justice. He feels like he's been targeted a little bit lately.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he's gonna wind up here. Let's see. Already got him targeted. So, let's see what we got.
And that's a hit.
Hey!
Boom.
Yes.
And that is definitely a death. He goes down in a heap as you slice his... You slice him in his femoral arteries. You get him in his leg as he bleeds out trying to run past you.
Wonderful. Bloody marvelous.
Bye-bye. Nicely done. And Anna, it's still your attack.
Oh, that is nice. Okay. Thor, do you see what just happened to your friend?
Wow. Wow.
I'm gonna swing at him with my short sword.
And you hit solidly.
Yes.
Thor he's almost stunned. So you damage him pretty badly. You catch him across his left shoulder and open up a big gash. He's bleeding pretty profusely.
You don't mess with the Kool-Aid gang, Thor.
Did you say you don't mess with Kool-Aid? What?
The Kool-Aid gang.
Nice.
Nebula's just gonna stay. She's staying where she's at.
All right, Darvik.
God.
All right, what do we got here? So what do you guys think? You think this is like a major battle after which we could probably get our illustrious DM to give us a long rest?
I would
They can
hope
ask
so.
him.
Look at us. We're all looking kind of messed up.
Nice.
Let's hope.
All right, Darvik's going to target Sue.
A boy named Sue. All right.
And fire up Inflict Wounds.
Hey, worst case scenario, we can all make new characters next week.
There you go.
And you inflicty some strong wounds, so roll your damage. You hit him.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Whoa. And he is critical. Very nice shot. This blast just hits him squarely in the chest, and he is reeling.
That's what you get for being named Sue.
I guess. All right. And that is Thor. So I'm going to say that, he's... what is Thor going to do? Because you guys have been hacking at him since. I'm not sure he's going to run away now. I'm going to do a quick roll here. One sec. All right. He is going to run away. All right. Pansy.
Finally, DeMarcos,
Pansy.
you did something good. Pansy. Thinks his name is Sue.
So he can get there, but boy, I don't think he's going to last. So go ahead and fire up three op attacks. Whoever wants to go first.
Yep. I definitely want to get him.
Anna's out for blood tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Here I go.
Uh-oh, and you hit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and he is critical. He's still up, but I think he might have just set up the coup de grace here.
Oh, Barbar. Barbar's still feeling a little bit picked on. You know dwarves. Take that kind of stuff to heart, man.
Ooh.
Oh, and you hit. And he is down.
Yes!
Dead man. Dead believer. He's no longer a believer.
Kind of like the Salem witch trials, you know. If
All right.
this was real, you wouldn't be dead.
That's right. All right, Shifty's still going after our buddy here. Let's see. How far can he go? He's going to do this. 10, 15. He's going there, and then he's going to use his crossbow. And he hits. Oh, man, and he is still up, though.
Ooh.
Still up. Barbar.
My
And-
meat hits me harder than that.
Yep, and Flurvin's up.
Okay, so that is Bandit 17.
Sue?
Yes.
I think Flurvin's just going to stab him.
Stabby, stabby. Oh, and you hit.
In the tail of the donkey?
And
Oh!
you slice
Alright.
his throat, and he's dead. Wow. Bandit's going down everywhere. Hold on, let me find him and take him off. Okay. Bandit 5, which is Rudolph. He's going to do this. So he's going to jump on top of this stone that is hovering a little bit off the ground, but I don't want to put him on top of it and stack him. So let me roll to see who he's going to shoot his crossbow at. Oh, of course it's Barbar, which is good and bad because he is resisting everything.
5 points left.
So one sec.
Come on, you hardy bastard. Hold on one more time.
Oh, and he misses.
Phew.
All right, Barbar. So he's basically, I don't know if you can see it when I'm hovering it, but he's on top of this rock. So he's about, 4 feet up in the air up here on top of this rock.
Okay. The noob that he has no health potions. Oh. Have any arranged So, what I think Barbar is going to do is hope to take cover back here. I gotta dodge.
Now, one thing you're going to have to check, I don't think it's going to matter for this one, but you'll have to keep looking at it with me, is if he doesn't take damage, I think he loses his rage if he doesn't take damage in a round, or
Yeah, I think that's right.
or maybe if he doesn't attack or take, but we can look at that later. I don't think it'll affect this one, but we just got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, no, I think you're right though. Yeah, it says it lasts for 1 minute. It'll end if you are knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you have neither attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage since then.
Okay, so one or either or. Okay.
Right. But yeah, I think that's just going to be it for him.
Okay.
So,
Democos.
Democ. Good. Okay.
Ooh, big hit.
Agonizing
Yeah.
blast. Let's see.
Oh my.
Oh, and not only did you kill him, but he's instantly dead, just fried to a crisp. Wow.
Bloody mob.
Very nice.
Yeah, apply my Dark One's blessing here.
Now I set that up to where I think I went ahead and put it at 6.
Whoa.
So that's good.
Woo!
All right. Yeah, that seemed to have worked.
My turn. Going to try to hit Shifty over here with my longbow.
Okay. And you hit.
Ooh.
Oh, and Shifty is hurt.
Ooh.
Nebula is just
What was that?
Nebula's gonna move out of the way just in case he
Gotcha.
gets hit. Yeah. Hard.
Okay, we're gonna pull out the crossbow for this one.
Uh-oh.
I
He
miss.
misses. All right. So as he's going to go, I'm going to say you're behind cover there, probably full complete cover. 10, 15. So he's going to go here and shoot at, let's see, Anna. Although he's a little afraid of Anna. When he hits,
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
1 damage, 1 plus 1. That's good. All right, Flurvin.
Let's see.
Barbar was most definitely the tank in this battle.
Yeah,
For sure.
they took a beating.
All right, we're going to try to Ray of Frost him.
And it does not look like he was targeted. What? Let's see. Why did it not? Hold on. Oh, yeah, it is. He hit. He hit. And
Yes, he's dying.
is he dying? I can't even see it. There it
He's
is.
an ice cube.
Yep, he is an ice cube.
Yeah.
Done. Very nicely done, guys. That was a pretty big battle. And none of you went down.
Barber almost did.
Almost.
Yeah.
casting the shatter right away. I thought was going to be a little more effective, but it did some damage. He just didn't really get a chance to do it again. That was the best attack he had.
That was pretty devastating, especially since we were all standing in a group there.
I know. Yep.
Like, here we are.
Yep.
A powerful mage with AoEs. We're right here. That was good.
That was good.
Nice attack.
Yeah. No. I spent. Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. That was a good battle. So what's that?
I was going to tell us you spent some time planning how to kill us off one by one, but
well, I mean, you know how these things go. I mean, this one. Well, I'll tell you guys later. This was supposed to essentially be him by himself, but you guys are too strong. I wanted it to be a little more of an cool, epic battle than just you're facing off against him, because I think you guys would have killed him in 2 rounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely more epic, that's for sure.
So
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're actually just now at an hour and a half. Do you guys want to, before we start, looking around the room, or whatever else you want to do, you want to take just a real quick break and then we can be back? I mean, I don't need very long. I'll put a little thing in chat. You guys can tell me when you're back.
Okay.
Great.
Cool.
Thanks.
Apologize to anybody in the stream. I haven't set up a good transition or little temporary slide when I take a break like that. So anybody watching later on a replay, I apologize for that. That was a good battle, though. I'll have to look at the treasure parcel to see what they have here.
Oh.
Hello.
On to an email, but can wait.
Nice.
So far,
That was a fun battle.
three. Yes. So
Yeah.
far,
What's,
3 of the 4 candidates from today emailed and did their courteous follow-up thank you email.
you said one of them did or all of them did?
3 of the 4.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm still wondering how to do that. I wonder how to. I wonder. Like when you're on a web page and it's playing sound, do you think it just uses? I don't
I think
know.
it would use your. Gosh, it really should use your default audio output, but it would be whatever your browser is trying to use. I think you can tell your browser which audio output to use.
I don't want to screw up anything with the stream. Like, well, I mean, the stream should be hearing my voice based on the mic setting, right? The playback should be what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with it because it's going well, but maybe I'll test it later. Because I tried to play a little background again, and you guys couldn't hear it. It was loud and clear in my ears, but it must be that it's going to just my speaker, and it's what I'm hearing, but it's not piping through TeamSpeak.
Right.
Because when I set up, when I launch Sirenscape, I have to have it set, the playback set to virtual audio cable input. And that's what tells it. And you only have to do that once, and then I can set it back to default. But that's when it basically tells it, hey, when you're doing it, when you're using your sounds, always go through that cable input.
Yeah, I wonder if that just the virtual audio thing. I don't have a lot of experience with that. I just wonder how that affects playback of other applications, such as a browser or.
Right.
Unfortunately.
We talking work again?
No, I
No.
was trying to figure out, like, when you're playing, when the sound is playing on like a web page or in a browser, if there's a way to tell it to play back to a different
Output.
to a different input. Yeah.
Or input, yeah.
Interesting question.
I know. It's because I can see it. Like if I have a sound playing on Chrome, for example, and then I go down to the right click on the speakers and do open volume mixer, I'll see Chrome show up, but I don't see how to tell it to use a different type of input. I don't know if there's a way to know how you would control that, I guess.
There might be a JavaScript library to do it, but I wouldn't know off the top of my head.
Oh, that's okay. Because I had some other sounds that are on a web-based tabletop audio program, and when I play them, you guys can't hear them, but I can. And I think I just need to figure out how to get it to play through the same virtual audio cable. I don't want to try it now because everything's working good, so I don't want to try to mess around with anything. But I was just curious. All right. Is Cole back or not yet?
Yep, she's here.
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So you guys have dead bodies of believers, and you've got Larock, who looks like some kind of priest, and you got a bunch of stones and big stone-looking bodies around the walls. So tell me what you want to do.
So Inna and I were talking about this. She had a good suggestion that, Inna has a few spell slots, and she also picked up, what is it? Is it Cure Light Wounds? Or Cure Wounds.
Yes.
Okay. And some of us have some health potions. So if we feel like it's too dangerous to rest here or to leave and go rest, maybe that's what we do, leave and go rest. I don't know. But if you guys want to stay here, we could probably heal up and press on.
Well, and Darvik's got a couple of second-level spell slots that he can cast Prayer of Healing, which is pretty powerful.
Okay. So, yeah, it's up to you guys. I mean, we can explore some more while we're down here and just heal up before we move, or I know it's probably getting towards the evening hours at this point. We could also potentially meander back and rest, but
That seems like a long journey back up.
yeah.
And who knows what's going to happen since we
Right.
everyone was frowning upon us by being down in the hole in the first place.
Well, and then we killed like part of the town while we're down here.
Nice.
Yeah, we should probably finish up down here first.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Ellen, if I want to cast Prayer of Healing, do I need to target everyone?
Yes, you would.
So do we need to put the combat tracker on Darvik to do that?
Let me do it just to be safe. There you go.
I hear the clicks.
I know exactly. I heard too.
Well, yeah, unfortunately my
Control is your
control
push to
is...
talk.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've learned for experience, my push to talk is the shift and the alt key.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I'm like opening windows. I'm locking my caps.
Okay, right. Let's see if this works.
Very nice. And that's even a different healing sound, if you guys can tell.
That's a
Holy
fairly thorough
I mean-
sound.
I mean, it's a prayer. It's not just a spell. It's a prayer, man. It takes a while.
Everybody look, it's Jesus.
Very nice. So yeah,
We've got
that
loaves
really
and fishes, but I can cast it one more time if we think we should do that.
nice.
I just want to hear it again.
Here we go.
Good lord.
Wow.
So should I have targeted myself?
Well, I was wondering why you're the only one that didn't really get fully healed. But yes, so go ahead and let's. So what did it do? It did. You'd be fully healed. So let me just take that back. You don't have to do it again. Hold on.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Unless you guys really want to hear it
one
again. So. All right.
All right,
Very
so
nice,
Darvik's
fully
spell
healed
slots
party.
are gone.
Nicely done,
Thank
Darvik.
you.
Yeah, very good.
So what we need to keep in mind then as we press on is if we all start, dropping in health, we're gonna probably depend on Inna to cast some cure wounds our way.
Yep. And
Indeed.
hold on. Give me a second.
Plus potions.
I meant to give you guys XP.
Ah.
'Cause you probably got a little bit from this.
Yeah, it was a good challenge.
Yeah, that was. It had me sweating there for a little bit.
Yeah, I thought.
Good. I mean, it's always more fun when it seems, there's some
iffy
danger to it.
situation.
Absolutely.
Well, and honestly, that's what
All right.
drove
Very
me to
nice.
the desperate efforts of Demakos with the
Right.
Mattergy. Being like,
Necessity
hey,
being the mother of invention and all that.
all right.
That's right. So yeah, you guys got a 825 XP, so 165
Nice.
each.
Sweet.
That's pretty good.
Excellent.
All right.
So, shall we search the bodies of the fallen before we go look for the 10-foot tall things along the walls?
Yeah, I guess are the corpses still present amongst us?
Yes. You mean what you just killed? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys haven't rested yet.
Okay. So you guys wanting to search them?
Yes.
Yeah, let's see. Not only do they have anything that is valuable to us, but also get some clues as to what the heck is going on with these people.
Okay.
Have a look. See.
Okay. So give me 1 second. That's that. Okay. So on Larock, or kind of, yeah, basically, he had these on his person. He has 4 gold bars. And do me a favor and do an what do I want to do? 1 second. Do a history check. You guys can all do it, and if do it in the tower. You guys can all do a history check on this.
Okay.
Okay, so Darvik, you definitely notice that these bars, you seem to recognize that they're very very distinctive, and they come from Mirabar, so they're Mirabar trade bars. So you can tell these gold bars are from Mirabar. And they're kind of cool. I don't think I have a picture of these, but they're each like a foot-long spindle of iron with like 4 pyramids joined at the base, and they look very unique and very distinctive. So let me put that in the party sheet.
Jesus, this guy was carrying a foot-long bar on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was just off to the side down below his stone there, but that's what he had. So 1 sec.
Do you guys remember Mirabar? I mean, obviously the name is familiar, but I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, but I couldn't. I clicked on my
So remember, and
groundworks, can't find it.
yeah, I mean, I can remind you guys a little bit. So remember, the delegation was from Mirabar.
Right.
Ah, that's right.
But I know you guys would remember that or find that, so it's not giving anything away. So as you look over Larock's body too, you also find what looks to be a journal. And this journal, it just, some of it's just kind of rantings and ravings, and clearly he was trying to control the believers here in Red Larch, and he talks in his writings about the Black Earth cult, and you see throughout the scribblings kind of in the margins and on the sides, you see that symbol that we saw last time, which is this.
Yes, the camping symbol.
So you see you see that symbol throughout, but you also, and he also talks about being involved in an attack on the delegation. But he seems to blame more another group, and he refers to them as the Howling Hatred. And he also, when he talks about them, you see this symbol.
Oh.
So we have the campers and the carrots.
That's right. and he also he scribbles when he's talking about this Howling Hatred place. He scribbles down a location called Feathergale Spire.
All right.
So let me look at something while you guys are making notes or doing what you're doing. One sec.
It's too bad there's no way of dragging these symbols into our notes.
The images. I mean, you can keep them, but you mean into Realmworks? You mean?
Or like, that we have the notes tab, where sometimes I, write a couple of things down so I can remember them later in the adventure. Be nifty if you could, drag them in there.
Well, if you go to
I do screenshots sometimes.
Well, if you go to your images tab, so open up the Earth symbol. Do you have that open?
Yep.
And do you have do you have a note open, or like whatever note that you're? I don't know if you're creating your own notes. Like I see one from Cole in my notes tab, but do you have an open note that you've started?
I do not.
So like if you open up the notes tab and you click on that little brown circle with a white slash through it.
Okay, right.
You should be able to add a note.
Right.
Okay, and then when you open when you open the note, so just like you're opening up any other note, then if you go back to the symbol and drag that little circle with a dot in it and you drop it onto your note, it should keep it there.
Oh,
I
look
see
at that.
it. I did not realize you could do that.
So
Yeah,
I mean
me
notes
neither.
are, if I haven't said it before, they're pretty powerful, especially in a long campaign like this. If you want to, track the symbols I mean, you're always going to have access to the symbols, but if you want to kind of have a certain whatever. So yeah, there you go.
Well, thanks for explaining that. That's cool.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. So let's see.
What was it called? The what? Hatred?
The Howling Hatred.
Howling hatred.
And he seems to be pointing to them and blaming them for the attack on the delegation. But you also get the feeling through his notes that he was there or somehow either there or involved or there shortly after. You're not quite sure, but he seems to definitely be trying to point the finger at this Howling Hatred cult. And you don't really know exactly what this Feathergale Spire has to do with anything, but he seems to reference that as he talks about this Howling Hatred cult. Let me see if I have anything else for you. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, the only other things you see in his notes is it seems clear to you that the believers were certainly not good people. In fact, you think I don't know if you guys remember the bodies that the rats were chewing on earlier as you came to the dungeon.
Yeah, they had the first symbol on their foreheads.
I mean, Laroc seemed to make notes that he was very pleased with himself that he is slowly turning the believers into a much darker group than they were to begin with, and more over to what he wanted them to do. So you kind of get the sense that they certainly weren't good people, but that he was steering them to an even darker place. All right. So that's what was on Laroc, and that's what you found from him.
Okay, what about the bandits?
The bandits, I mean, well, let's see. Give me 1 second to look at something. So you don't recognize all of these folks, but you recognize one of the guys. I think you guys at least went near the tannery, and you could tell one of the guys, he's very his hands are very worn and leathered, and you can tell that he was the one that owned the tannery shop in town. And you also notice one of the bodies as when you guys tried to go to the surface and find out where that path took. The owner of the wagon works, Elmeth Whalver, is one of the bodies. So you know that he's involved, and another one is Alberi Maliko and Elok Dornan, which you don't know much about those yet. You'll have to kind of discover more about them later, but you can discover their identification and what have you, that those were the other bodies that were there, but you don't really notice anything else on them. They just had their weapons, and that's about it. And if anybody, that reminds me, did anybody shoot any ranged weapons, any ammunition?
Oh, I did one.
I did one too.
Okay. Well, why don't you both just get it back? Normally I'll make you roll, but Anna, I noticed that it seems like you've used a lot of ammunition, and I don't know if we've been rolling to get your ammunition back, so at least get that one back, and we'll have to go back and figure out over time. You definitely should be rolling, and we can do that after other battles to make sure you get some of your ammunition back.
Okay, I unchecked one check mark, thanks.
Yep.
Marcos recalls hearing about these other townsfolk on Key and Peele.
On what?
Key and Peele.
What the heck is that?
What?
They're a comedy duo.
Mm-mm.
They make fun of people with weird names.
Yeah.
Nice. I was like, I don't know that reference.
We'll send you some videos.
Okay.
All right, so we ready to start checking out the stone sarcophagi things?
Yes,
I think so.
Maybe we should kind of stay close to each other just in case they come to life or something.
And
Sorry,
and want to cast a fireball and get us all in it, yes.
Yeah. Not that close. But in the same, somewhere in the vicinity.
Which one do we want to check out first?
We're not in combat anymore, is that right? So we can kind of move freely.
Maybe. No, yeah, you're fine.
Maybe?
Yeah, we're out of combat. Yep, we're completely out of combat. You're fine.
Yes. As one of you moves an inch, roll initiative. Yeah, I was thinking
for
down there.
traps.
Okay. So as you get close to you can tell now that these are stone slabs, and on top of the slabs are what appear to be human bones. And you know, these bones, it looks like, I mean, you can tell there's like pickaxes and things. It looks like these are the bones of what could have been miners a long time ago. And each of the skeletons, well, the one in front of you actually has like his chest cavity is just completely crushed in. So it looks like, you know, you can tell the bones are pushed in, like his chest was somehow crushed. But you don't see anything else on them, so go ahead.
Sorry. So how big would these people have been? I mean, like I said, we've been sort of poking fun of the fact that on the map they look like they're really huge sarcophagi. Were these big people?
Yeah, so I would say they're human. I mean, they should be more like 6 feet, maybe a little bit taller than that. And it's just the stone slab itself is probably 10 feet. But yeah, they're about 6 feet.
Okay. Something else we should probably do just before, when and if we get into any other mayhem. I'm not sure how to take rage off of Barbar, but I'm assuming that has probably passed.
Yes, it has, and you should be able to. I wonder if it'll let you. I might have to do it. So I'll take it off, but I can build something to allow you to do it in the future.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Keep moving this way, guys.
Okay.
Check for traps.
Okay. You did not see any traps. Let me get everybody moved, and then I'll. Okay, so in this one, very similar. The only difference is instead of their chest cavity smashed in, it looks like their skull has been crushed, and from what you can tell, it looks like it could have been a mining accidents that killed these folks. I mean, you certainly don't know, but they're consistent with what you may have seen if there'd been mining accidents as people were perhaps clearing out these chambers. And the same thing as you start looking through the rest of these bodies, you just notice a little bit different injuries, but very similar in appearance and what you're seeing on each of these slabs.
So you guys think we should, go around the whole room, and if we're seeing the same injuries, or try to find another door?
Well, searching for another door is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think so. Or I don't think it's a bad idea, but yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
I'd like to search in this area to see if there is a door that we're not seeing.
So right around where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll an investigation check in the tower. You don't notice anything. You don't see anything. It looks like just normal stone walls.
Does can Barbar do anything with stone cutting to try and determine if there's anything being missed as far as doors or secret passages?
Let me look at his stone cutting again.
History check.
Yeah, I think that's more the origin.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But no, it's a good thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, just show me where you guys are kind of looking and what you're doing, and I'll have you roll. Because Anna looked up over here between these two bodies.
Oops. I think Demakos is going to check down here if I can get in the middle of the square. There
Okay.
it is. We're doing perception, is that right?
No, go ahead and do an investigation.
Investigation. So. Ooh, crap, I didn't in the tower. No, it sucked anyway.
Okay, got a bunch of rolls here, so give me 1 second. So no, nobody's seeing, noticing anything. Oh, little spinning die. They're just not finding it, but that's okay. It's not critical. They missed it. It's right down here.
That was Barbar double checking Demakos' blunder.
Gotcha. They are not finding it, but that's all right.
I can't imagine there wouldn't be a door across so many.
Well, I mean, there's got to be something else in this room, obviously, but I'm wondering, is it a door or is it the floaty stones?
I'm moving where you guys are all going.
I had Demakos and Barbar roll a couple more investigations where they're at. Dang,
That was a long
Flurvin,
move,
I think you
Flurvin.
found the only, catty-cornered route across this map that did not run into a
Straight line
stone.
path.
Nice.
It's like chess, eh?
He's a rook! No, it'd be a bishop.
Yep.
Oh my.
Okay, well, I think we've searched the whole thing.
Yeah, what about, I know we can't touch anything, What about getting close to these floating rocks?
Yeah, I think we should investigate the floaty rocks and see what's going on there.
Okay.
Demakos is not afraid to push on the rocks.
No, don't push.
Everyone backs away from Demakos.
Just look at it. Maybe we can detect something off of them.
Oops, I'm not trying to walk there. I don't know.
So as you kind of touch or move it, it moves very easily, and it kind of hovers, and it seems like you haven't really noticed until now because you guys have been in combat, but it seems like the most of the stones had gone onto the floor, meaning like they had stopped levitating. But you kind of get the impression that whenever you guys are walking through and investigating, every so often you make kind of a pretty loud step, and you can tell that when you do that, the stones, at least some of them, start to levitate just a bit, and then after a while, after a minute or two, they come back down to the floor.
So they're sound activated?
Could be sound or
Motion
or something like that.
Darvik will start jumping up and down and see what happens.
And you do that, and most of the stones in the room go up, a few inches off the floor, and just hover there for, like I said, a minute or two, and then they all, almost in unison, fall back down to the ground.
Sounds like some sorcery.
So your thaumaturgy allows you to be like really loud, right?
Yes, I can boom my voice or cause things to slam or make loud noises. That is correct.
So maybe yell something really loud and see what happens.
Yeah.
I can also do an instantaneous sound that originates somewhere. I'll just boom my voice up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute, singing "Mary Had a Little Lamb."
So the rest of your party members kill you, and no, you do that, and again, as you're booming your voice, the stones move up, and then the same thing once you've stopped, after a while they just settle back down.
All right, so it proves the point. These seem to be audio reactive.
When you move one stone, does it have any effect on the movement or levitation of any of the other stones?
No, it doesn't. They seem to be independent. At least, like once they're levitating and you're pushing or moving them, none of the other stones move.
This is where some detect magic would be useful in the sense that it could rule
Yes,
out
it would.
magic if need be.
Yeah, I think I'm going to switch that up so that after we rest, I'll have that available.
Yeah, to me at this point, I mean, who has nature? I'm guessing Inna probably has a nature check. I mean, we could, I don't know if that's even an option, but potentially see if there's something natural about these stones' abilities to hover, but, it kind of feels like it's more magical.
I have
Yeah,
nothing
Flurvin's
in
got a
nature.
good Flurvin's got a good nature check.
Oh, you don't have it? Okay. I don't know if that's an option. Determine some more about the stones to see if they're naturally able to float or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that Flurvin, definitely does not believe that it's a natural phenomenon.
Okay, how about an Arcana check?
I mean, I don't think you can really use an Arcana check to detect magic if that's what you're trying to do.
No, just recalling. It says recall lore about spells, magic items, eldritch
gotcha.
symbols.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. There's nothing else that you can glean or learn from the stones from an Arcana check.
This room has more meaning to it than we can see.
Yeah, there's a mystery here.
half the town was in here trying to kill us.
Yeah, we may have to find out something more from either the townspeople or from the Marbar delegation if we can ever find them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, perhaps we maybe we head back and see what's happening on the surface.
See how we get treated.
Yeah, and if we're able to make it to the inn, we could certainly rest up and get spell slots back and head back on our original journey. Head in the direction of the disappearance of the delegates.
Yeah, because this kind of just was off the path what we were originally going to do. We just fell down the hole, came down the hole.
Well, yeah, I mean it basically demanded our attention because it opened a hole in our
Save
crosswalk.
kids.
We were gonna cross through to move on. Had to investigate, and the journal may have had something to do with the appearance of the delegation. So, there is a little piece of the puzzle that we've.
Yep, there is.
Yeah, so I don't know. You guys want to head back and see what happens when we make it to the surface?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's try and go around Grund, though. He's probably not going to be very happy with us.
Oh, I wonder if we'll run into him again. If he's still there.
Well, we went around him once.
Barbar is.
All right. Walking through walls. Oh.
He's a dwarf. He's probably mining. I always do that. I drag them to the middle of a freaking square. Or, not the middle, actually, border of a square.
Okay. Now, which way are you guys going to leave?
North, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we're trying to avoid Grund, then we need to backtrack.
He's not there. He's
he's
gone.
not.
So you don't necessarily know where he went, but he looks like he's left.
Well, let's have Anna check for traps, though, because we haven't been down that passage yet.
Yes, I'll check for traps this way.
Okay, even without checking, you kind of notice on the wall over here where Grund was standing, you see a chain, you see actually a number of chains, and you can now tell that all these little squares in the floor that you see, all these.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So those are essentially cages that are up in the ceiling that are activated by pulling these metal chains. So they're really not on the floor, but I was trying to avoid telling you that those are actually cages in the ceiling in case you went down that way, and Grund would have dropped those cages on you to try to trap you.
Boy, did we dodge a bullet.
But you didn't go that way, so you did very well. So I mean, you don't get the sense they're going to trigger or anything. It looks like they're manually activated.
Right. Okay. Do we see any that are down on the ground, or are they all in the ceiling?
No, they're all up in the ceiling.
Okay. Well, next.
So we're safe to keep one.
Brent.
Nice. Everybody has 115 feet movement now. That's so funny.
Run.
I love
breathe. Run.
Run, Forrest.
Get the hell out.
All right.
So, assuming we all keep moving forward.
The only way is up to get out, because that hole.
Well,
Well, you guys also found that entrance that goes behind the Wagonsworth.
Right.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I think she was referring to.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I mean, we could also, try to lasso something and climb out with some rope. But yeah, I was going to say if we did go up through the tunnel to the wagon yard there, we have a better chance of secretly.
Yeah, we killed the owner.
Right. So hopefully that means we can secretly
Free
tiptoe.
wagons for everyone. All right.
So hopefully we can tiptoe our way on out of here and casually stroll back into either the inn or the tavern and pretend like nothing happened. You see that little kid? Kill him. I'm just kidding.
Nice.
Good lord.
Just feed him. He'll be happy. What if we killed his dad?
Well,
He was one of the believers.
Yeah, his
Yes,
dad had it
Dad.
coming.
I'm not checking for trap skin since I already did that when we walked this way.
Yeah, you're good.
Probably not always a good assumption, though. Something could have come back through.
The boy set a trap on his way out.
Never know.
Ah, checking for traps.
We should have.
All right, so you guys can get all the way up. We don't have to finish this.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys scroll all the way back out, you can kind of see the whole map now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of cool.
Huge map.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good little map.
Yeah.
All right, so let me close this. I'm going to take you guys off this map because I never know when I put you on another map if it's going to conflict. So let me get you guys off this map. All right. All right, so I'm going to pull up Red Larch. I don't have the layers on, so unfortunately I can't. I can tell you guys where you've been. I think I remember, but I don't have the pins because I had to have the layers extension on. So I have Red Larch open, so let me share that again with you guys. So when you guys come out, you're essentially coming out in this Whalers Wagon Works. And Elmeth, the owner, is one of the believers that you killed. that you murdered. No, I'm just kidding.
Self-defense.
That's right.
Yes, it was. They started it.
Nice.
Yeah, we just broke into their sacred place and they started
And
it.
you finished it. Nice. All right, so let me do something real quick.
Little too similar to the story of Columbus coming to the New World.
Yeah, exactly. The Indians started it. Come on.
So I'm just doing a little party token to designate kind of essentially where you guys are. So you're kind of somewhere right around there. So just let me know. So you guys can't see anything on the map. So essentially,
Taverns up north.
oh, sorry.
that's
That's
the
the Swinging
inn.
Sword Inn. And that's basically, I think, where the place where you guys went. You had some drinks, but that's the inn that you know of in town.
There's still a big gaping hole in that intersection, right? Like to
There is. You can go around it, but I mean, you can
Okay.
walk well around it. But yes, there's still a sinkhole in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks like people have gone in for the night. It looks like people tried to clean up a little bit, but they haven't been able to, obviously do a whole lot with it yet. But it looks like, they've kind of, marked it off so people don't fall in, and kind of put some crude, tape and junk, whatever they could around it, so nobody town drunk doesn't stumble into it. But hey, Rob. But and actually, so yeah, you can definitely go around it. They just battled Rock in the Tomb of Moving Stones. It was a cool battle. It was fun.
I was just wondering who would we even talk to about this? I mean, normally you would go to like the mayor or something and say, "Hey, guess what happened?"
Well, I was going to say, you guys want to go to the tavern and, see who's hanging around the bar or who might have loose lips.
Or if they notice someone missing. A lot of people missing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We should probably go to some kind of authority figure and say, hey, we just had to fend for our lives against this mad priest and his followers. We didn't go down there to murder them.
Demacos may caution your bleeding heart and say, hey, let's maybe see what people know before we go telling them what we did.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Probably a wise choice in this case.
Considering we just murdered a population of the town.
Oh,
Self-defense,
man,
I say.
Well, and besides, even if we did know a mayor, who's to say he's not a believer?
True.
All
right. So are we heading into the swinging sword?
Well, I was thinking, isn't the what's the bar across from it? Tavern?
Well, they're both bars. Just the swinging sword just happens to have an inn as well.
Okay. What do you guys think then? You want to go into the inn bar or?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea because we're probably going to turn in soon.
Definitely closer to our rooms in case we need to.
Okay.
Upstairs, pretend like we've been asleep the whole time.
All right.
Head to the swinging sword. And
All right, give me a sec.
specifically the bar at the swinging sword. Talking.
All right, let me get you guys in here real quick. So I'm going to reshare this map. I don't think if you guys remember this.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys hear some people talking, and you hear a little. I'll bring you guys onto the map real quick. Nice little fire going up in the top.
Snowing outside?
Not snowing yet. So I don't know if you're keeping Enna like right outside, or Nebula right outside, or if, I don't know if they're gonna
allow her
be too
in
happy
there.
with her inside.
Yeah, she could stay outside.
All right. So you guys, hold on. So you see the bartender, Calissa, and you guys remember her from the last time you were in here. She's kind of sitting here behind the bar. You see the waitress, that's this Galita, and then you see a bunch of the C's are just a bunch of commoner folk, and then you see that woman Zomith, I think that's her name, is still here. Brother Earden has called it a night. So he's not there. You had seen him the other night, but you'd see a bunch of commoners and just people from around town, nobody of note other than, the bartender, Kalissa.
We're missing Darvik.
Oh, where's Darvik?
He stepped behind the inn for a smoke.
There he is. Nice. All right.
So I guess just upon entering, does anything catch our ear related to the events of the day, or do we need to get in closer and?
No, I mean, people are certainly talking. I mean, there's a lot of chatter about, what happened and the sinkhole opening and a lot of relief that the kids were all okay and nobody was, seriously injured. They do kind of turn over and look at you and see you all walk in and they know you went down there. So there's a lot of people kind of turning your way and raising an eyebrow like, I wonder what did they find down there. They're all just relieved essentially that the kids were okay and nobody was seriously injured. So they're kind of talking about it, and that's about all you notice.
Okay.
Do you think would it be out of place to ask about the believers, you guys, or is that something that we just learned being stuck in the in the ground for a little bit? I don't remember where we first heard that. Was it from the kid?
Well, we heard the townsfolk walking around.
They're trying to figure this stuff out, Rob. These guys are much more interested in role playing.
Irritated.
Your group is much more just let's go kill stuff. These guys want to figure it all out.
And Democus tried to talk to him, and
it was a good battle.
Part of it,
Larock. I put all 5 believers in with him.
So, I kind of think
didn't knock anybody down, but it was good.
Dangerous.
What about we just show them a symbol, one of the symbols we found, and see what their reaction?
That could be dangerous too.
It's like we're in the wrong color and the wrong side of town.
You're going to show them the KOA campgrounds? Or
Can you tell us where this is? We need to park the RV. And we wanted to plant some of these. And we show them, the howling nature. Carrots, see?
And so just as you guys are thinking about what you want to ask, what you want to do, remember, and you, if you pull up Realmworks, Kaylissa had given you a fair bit of intelligence. So I don't know if you still have that, but you can pop that up, and if you look at her, you can kind of remember exactly what what she told you about. I mean, just as a starting point. So Rob, I have all this stuff loaded into Realmworks.
Gathering in the dark.
And so all this stuff they've learned, they can pull up Realmworks and kind of look at the clues they have so far. It's pretty cool. I know they said the symbol looked like KOA campgrounds.
She's the one down here behind the bar.
Yes, that's right. In the blue.
Ooh, we killed most of those people, I think.
Yes, you might have. You might have.
And her information that she gave us.
Well, and again, she named when you guys talked about have you seen anything unusual in town? She said that there's some local residents that have acted frightened and furtive and kind of a little mysterious, and she pointed to Alberi, Maliko, and Ulruth. Ulro Luruth, the tanner.
Yeah. Yep, she doesn't worry about them anymore.
That sounds good, Rob. I don't know. I'm torn. I spent a lot of time setting it up.
One of the people that we.
But I like it. For a long campaign, I think it's cool.
Well, but the names weren't necessarily their true names, right? The bandits' names. I mean, one was like Rudolph.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, so basically, all the bandits. I didn't have time to put them all in, but all of the believers, the 5 believers, were all in there. So Alberi Maliko was there. Ulruth Tanner. So they were all the folks that are now dead. You're not lazy. You do crap 24 hours a day, Rob. I don't buy that for a bit.
All right. Well, Democus is approaching the bar here, and he's going to casually order a drink and ask, what's the news of the evening? Orders a drink.
Okay, so she kind of pours pint your way and says that'll be a copper piece. And she pushes the mugs towards you. She's like, I've never seen, Red Larch, be so up in arms as it is today in that sinkhole. Everyone's talking about that, and several of the townsfolk, some of the elders around here, seem to have disappeared. We don't know if they went down into the sinkhole, but we, after the commotion and the kids were rescued, we didn't see several of the older towns members. Just they seemed really frightened and just disappeared.
All right, so Demacos is going to pay his copper piece and provide 7 more.
I'm trying to
copper
get better
pieces
at
as
role
tip.
playing. I'm not very good.
Just subtract that out of inventory, and he's going to kind of lean in a little bit and be like, so what do you think's happened to the town elders that are missing?
She honestly doesn't know. She thinks that it's a group. As she looks around, being the bartender that she is, and knowing the townsfolk, it seems like it's the people that tend to make decisions in town. But she has no idea where they went or what's happened to them. Nice.
Okay. So if I wanted to look around and ask around rather, and find out, potentially some more information, who's kind of the town gossip, or the one who we could potentially approach to see if they have some more information about what's happened today.
Hold on one sec. I'm just looking something up, so bear with me. As I told you guys, it's very open-ended. Well, she says that she thinks the best person to talk to, and it would probably have to be tomorrow, is Harburg, the town constable, because she knows that he's very curious as to what happened, and he's already talking about investigating how the sinkhole occurred, what's down below the ground, what's happening. So she suggests that maybe tomorrow to talk to Harburg and see if he has any more information.
That sounds good. Definitely appreciate the information. And where would we go about locating him tomorrow morning?
Oh, I'm remembering the butcher.
What's up?
Yep, that's right. So he shacks up with Jalessa, the butcher.
Ah, that's right. Okay. Excellent. All right. That's all Demacos has. He's going to take his cold beverage and kind of go back this way while he drinks it.
Okay. And as you go back away from the bar, just the sounds of the tavern just start to become a little more prominent. That's my Sirenscape tavern sounds.
What do you guys think? Anything else you want to discover? You want to question anyone else?
I think it's probably time to turn in and then talk to
Yeah.
Harburg.
I think so.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Go rest it up. Long rest it up.
All right. So I'll apply a long rest, and then I would say it'll be, I think, 1 gold piece per room for the night.
Okay.
So if you guys can
Do
take
they
that.
allow cats?
Oh, cats.
You know, given what transpired today and how you guys saved the kids, she said, well, for tonight only, I'll look the other way, and she could sleep with you, but you'll have to figure something else out after tonight.
Okay.
And Demarcos is going to pay for
Bring her in.
Barbar's room.
That's nice of Demarcos.
Barbar is currently treasureless.
Ah, all right.
So it's 1 gold piece? Okay.
And don't forget, you guys have a fair bit. I'll have to look. There's a lot in the inventory tab that we haven't pulled on to the characters. So we might have to look back at that to see what all these things are. I think some of these things are stuff you guys bought. And I just don't know if we ever pulled those onto your character sheet. So we can look at those. But let me apply a long rest. So I'll do that while you guys, if you want to open the party sheet in the inventory, you can kind of look at some of those things and see if there's anything that's specific to any of you. Oh, and Darvik, well, let me do this first. I'll do the long rest.
Politely telling us that we're hoarders.
That's right.
Pretty much.
All right, so you got the long rest. And Darvik, did it, or maybe it was Flurvin, did it identify yet the, no, it didn't. Let me identify the dagger for you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, there you go. So that's now identified in your party sheet.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it is. Care to share?
He may not.
Sorry, I was just reading it. It says, star-crafted +1 dagger. The name Resser is graven on the dagger's pommel. If the wielder speaks the name, the blade
another
gives
thing I'm
off
gonna
a
have to
faint,
code. Damn it,
cold
Rob.
glow, shedding dim light in a 10-foot radius until the wielder speaks the name again. The dagger doesn't make noise when it hits or cuts something.
So
I'm very stealthy.
I guess I'll have to remember, if you guys have any critical hits, I can't have any sounds for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, I just triggered the sound. It's just silent. Yeah, it's pretty cool, though. Cool little dagger. All right. Was there anything else in the party sheet that anybody needed to drag over? I think the rations, I don't remember if we did 27. We can split those up before next session if we want. And maybe either at the end of this session or tomorrow or the beginning of next session, we can parse some of this out. Code it. That's right, Rob.
Yeah, I
Code
was
it.
just thinking with the torches, I mean, that should probably go to, what is it, Darvik that doesn't have dark vision?
If you look in the party sheet, it'll tell you on the main tab. So yeah, Darvik's the only one that doesn't have dark vision.
Yeah, and Darvik's already got 9 torches, so I think he's alright for now.
Nice.
So I guess the other question is then, how long can these things remain in this kind of limbo banking area?
We should pull them onto you. I didn't realize we hadn't done it last time, so I think we should decide who's going to have those. And I mean, like the trade bars, I guess I don't mind if those stay in general inventory, what you just found, but the rations and all that, I think we should put on your characters.
Okay.
But like I said, we can do it before next time or whatever.
Okay.
I'm not concerned about it.
I thought we bought all this stuff because of our journey that we're about to take.
That's right.
Right. Which we haven't even left town yet. I promise we're leaving.
I know, you guys are getting close, so I threw the whole sinkhole at you, so that distracted you.
Well, I had half of mine to just be like, oh, get it. It's not our problem. That was a Demarco's thought.
Well,
But the
you
kids
could
were
have
down
done
there.
that.
Well, yeah, you can do anything. I mean, really, it's
That's right.
It's kind of the whole point. Even though something does present itself, it doesn't mean we have to pay attention to it.
That's right.
Obviously, it's there, and there's something to explore if we do pay attention to it. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think? We're rested. Do we embark or attempt to embark on our original plan, our path, or are we going to go back and talk to the constable?
I'm gonna talk to the constable.
Agreed.
Do it.
Okay, so I just shared the map again. So you guys basically came down from the Swinging Sword Inn, and you went over to J. Lessa's, or excuse me, everybody, as I sit here and hack away. So you make it back down to her shop, and you see Harburg, and it looks like he's already had a busy morning. He's he looks very lost in thought, and he kind of looks up and sees you all, and he says, greetings, thanks for stopping by. What can I do for you? It's been a very busy morning.
Why is it such a busy morning, Constable?
Well, didn't you guys go down into the sinkhole last night? I think you kind of have a pretty good idea why it's such a busy morning.
Didn't you kill a bunch of people?
Do we have a good idea as to why it's so busy this morning?
So, I mean, he basically tells you, I mean, he's already, gone down, and he said we found bodies down there of people that appear to have been murdered, local townsfolk that had been missing. And he's talking about the two bodies that were being eaten by the rats. So,
okay.
So first, okay. So he's like, there are these people down there, and he's also he says that he cornered Grund. He saw Grund as he was walking out of the chamber, and apparently he talked to Grund quite a bit, and Grund confessed that the believers were the ones that actually murdered these two individuals that were down in the cavern, or in the tomb, or in the caverns. So he says that it was really the believers that did it, and he's still trying to get to the bottom of who are all the believers and what were they doing and what was happening. So he's just starting his investigation, but Grund is giving him a lot of good information, and so that's what he tells you.
Good old Grund.
Should we let the constable know about the journal?
Before we do that, maybe we should ask him, what his take is on the believer. God, I keep wanting to call them the believers.
Nice.
Justin Believers.
Justin Bieber.
Let's ask him how he feels about these believers first.
Well, he's very upset that this group could have really started to take over the town. He had heard rumors and whispers, but to think that that this group is in town and that they are in fact might be murderers, he is beside himself, and he threatens, or not threatens, but he promises that he's going to launch a full investigation and determine exactly who was involved and what happened.
Okay, maybe we should tell him we killed him. So maybe, per Darvik or Flurvin's suggestion of sharing the journal, maybe we should. I think.
I created a
I think
journal,
we should
so
come
it's
clean.
not in the POT.
Yeah.
in
Well, I
Prince's,
just wanted to make sure he
Worst
wasn't going to
case
but they
scenario,
killed
we can
Larock,
go
so
out.
I made him have a journal
Oh my!
that pointed to Feathergill Spire. So that's what
I
they're
just wanted
talking
to make
about.
sure he wasn't going to pull out a machete or.
Yeah.
So it gave them a little more
Attack
background.
us.
Yeah.
It was just the
That's
rantings
what they
of
sell. That's the
Larock.
kind of meat they sell
Crossbow.
in the butcher.
Okay, so do you kind of give him the journal and let him take a look at it?
I believe. Is this Darvik or Flurvin doing this?
I think Flurbin should do it.
I think you're right. Flurvin's the kind of guy who would do that.
Okay. So he turns it over and kind of raises an eyebrow right away. Wow, where did you find this? What is this?
Taking a sidelong glance at Demakos, Flurvin explains what happened in the cavern and how we were brutally attacked by a priest and his henchmen from the town who were part of this cult of floating stones.
Wow, he said, wow. I'm, this is amazing. This is very, very helpful. And he's kind of flipping through pages, and he's kind of looking, and he kind of nods his head, and he says, wow, the cults, the earth cult. And he says, there have been some really strange priests coming through this area. And then he also catches his attention, the note about the Feathergale Spire. And he says that, the Feathergale Spire is in the Somber Hills, not too far from here. And he goes, if that's really interesting. I have my hands full here, but I'd be very interested to see, why is he pointing to that place? What is it there? And I've not heard of this cult of the Howling Hatred, but there's been a lot of rumors and whispers that have gone on in Red Larch over the last month or so about cultists and people that are doing very, very devious things. I'd love to understand a little bit more about what's happening at that spire. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. You say it's in
the Somber Hills?
Yes, and I'll pull up the Desvern Valley map. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Rob, I haven't decided. Hopefully that's going to be next session.
We keep hearing about these Somber Hills.
Well, and if you guys remember, that's where the delegation disappeared.
Exactly. Sounds like there's some bad mojo.
So it's right around. Oh, here I'm going to put it on the map. Then I'll share the map with you.
Yep, that's where we were going to be heading off to.
So yeah, it's kind of right around here. So it's about 1, 2, 3. It's probably about 2.5, maybe 3 days journey from Red Larch, because each of these hexes is, and I got to look back to see if I know that they had a mistake in it at one point. It says that it's 10 miles, and if it's and you can essentially do. What is it? I just had that up earlier, but I think I was saying you could do about, I had looked at this earlier today, but I think I said essentially 2.5 hexes for a day. So I think about 20 to 24 miles in a day.
We still have our horses. Riding on horses.
I'm trying to remember if you guys kept those now that you say that.
Yeah, I thought we tied them off or something.
You might still have them. We just haven't. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. So yeah, that's a good point. I'll say that you still do have them, and I think you did even buy some food for them last time. So I'd say it's probably with the horses. I would say call it, instead of 3 days, a day and a half to 2 days journey.
So I'm looking at the map. There's 2 circles. I think I missed which one is.
Oh, sorry. Bellyard's up here. I'll get rid of Bellyard.
Okay.
Yeah, Bellyard is where you Brother Erden had pointed you.
Right.
Because he said that's the last, or that's one of the last places he saw the delegation, right?
Well, and I think also that Zomith, the half-orc, she had mentioned, that the caravan came from Belliard through Westbridge.
I think that's right.
The caravan.
Yep.
Yeah,
Last
right.
or something.
Yeah. So that's about the place where she parted ways with the caravan.
Yep.
I think that's where we were originally headed, up there.
Yeah, that's right. So look, I mean, you guys, it's whatever direction you all want to head in.
Well, I mean, this other area, obviously much closer to us. You guys want to stop in there first to see what we can determine in the area, and then if there's not.
Yeah, I remember you making a friendly place. So I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, Rob.
You did? Yeah.
Okay. How long will it take us to get to the other area that he mentioned?
You mean Bellyard up in the top right?
I thought the
Or the one we just talked about, the Feathergale
the one
Spire?
we just talked. Yeah, the one we just talked about.
I'd say it'll be a 2-day journey.
Oh.
It'd be longer. I mean, it might be a day and a half, but call it, a day and a half to 2 days.
I mean, either way, it's still another. It's gonna be basically 3.
Did you cut out or did you just stop?
Oh, sorry. Probably wasn't loud enough.
Yeah, you were.
I'm just saying it'd probably be like 2 or 3 times that to get to Bellyard. So, I mean, it depends on what everyone wants to do. Want to go check out the spire first, or head up to Bellyard for the original path? But I mean, it seems like there's potentially something to investigate here, based on what the constable said. What do you guys think?
Well, and I was just looking through my notes. We each got some sort of individual information or rumors at the beginning of all this. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darvik and Flurvin each have destinations that might either get us more information or get us some abilities that we don't have now. So do we want to continue with trying to track this down? Do we want to make a side quest? What do you guys feel like?
I have to find my notes.
Yeah, I mean, and we're gonna be at a pretty good stopping point pretty soon. We got about 10 minutes left till 10, and
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good stopping point to me. So I mean, we can cut it a little bit early if you guys want to think about where you want to go, because we're not going to get too much further into it. I mean, I don't mind, getting somewhere, but if you guys really want to think about it, we certainly don't have to rush to do anything right this minute.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you gave us each.
I'm trying to
some
look back up in
information.
the notes. Are you talking about? You're not talking about the initial hooks I gave you guys, are you? Or
That might be what they are, yeah.
Oh, where we could share
this is what
them.
you're talking about. Hold on, let me see if I can find them again. Oh yeah, so like here, I think this is what she's talking about. One second. And I think I'm gonna share this with you, Anna, and tell me if you've seen it before. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
So Rob, I gave him each individual hooks, which is what I'm gonna try to drag up to them real quick. So tell me if that looks familiar. I think it should, and you can make that a note for yourself too.
Okay.
You see
Yeah.
that? You see that whisper I gave you?
Yes, I'll save those notes.
All right. So Flurvin, I don't know if you have yours, but here's yours. So yeah,
Yes,
I
that's the
basically did the guy that's in the lich. I kind of had that as the hook for one of our wizards, so that should be kind of fun. And then the other guy. Let's see. So Darvik, hold on. So these have nothing to do with the adventure.
Yeah, that's the
It's
one I
just-
have.
And then Demakos, I think you know your stuff, but I can give you. Did you make note of the stuff I'd given you a while back? I'm
I
sorry.
know I
Let me give it to you. That was very vague. Did you make note of the stuff I gave you a while back? 1 second.
Well, I was just going through my notes because I've saved.
I have a lot of Willovia notes. Is that how we said?
Willovia.
Willovia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have tons
So yeah,
of
Rob,
those.
I'm having our
This
tiefling
new adventure.
kind of have a
I
power struggle with Vanifer, and
But I saved a bunch of
I
stuff.
might
but,
have him potentially even team up with her if
trying
he
to
wants to
figure
go
out what I said.
dark. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. I might have bit
moved
off
some
too much
stuff
with
around the
that.
computer. Actually, I switched computers since last time. Well, not since last time.
So the only one that doesn't really have a hook is Barbar. Did I give everybody else their little? So I think Barbar we can think about one. I just, we haven't really done a lot on his background yet. So yeah, I had Demakos, who is a tiefling.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if I
Yeah,
told
yeah,
him
yeah.
that might be a cool way to I mean, he doesn't know who she is or
Dragons.
anything, but I had him have dreams about her. So anyway. So yeah, if you guys want to study those, think about those, and between now and the next session, you can think about what you want to investigate. And if you guys come to a conclusion, give me a day or so notice so I can. I mean, I've read up on all this stuff, but Rob's in our chat right now. And as he'll remember, it is nice to have a little bit of heads up of what direction you guys are going in, just so I can spend a little more time reviewing it again. There's just so much to this one. Like I said, he's finishing 43, his 43rd session right now, and he's just wrapping this up. Oh, hey, Praters. Good.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining. Appreciate it.
So yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but I think just
I think they're going to wrap it up for tonight. We had a good
being
battle. If
like the way
if you
things
were
have
here.
played out, maybe we should check out the Spire area the constables talked about first.
But I'll upload it. I thought it was pretty.
Okay.
It was pretty fun.
Like when we come back on?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
our next session is
Yeah.
start. We would have the intent
That's
to
true,
head that
Rob.
direction. Obviously, if another sinkhole opens up and swallows us like Jonas and the whale, then forget it. But we could try to head that direction and see if we can discover some more information about these believers and essentially what's happened to this delegation in the process.
Cool. Well, like I said, I think we're at a good stopping point. It's just a few minutes early, unless there's anything else. Anything else you guys want to take care of inventory wise? Anything with spells or powers? Anything like that we need to take care of?
Actually, yeah, I wanted to real quick switch over Flurvin so his spell selection includes detect magic.
Okay.
Very good idea.
Yeah, and you guys just took a long rest, so if you want to go ahead and make those are things that we won't remember. At least I won't remember next session, so it'd be good to do
Right.
now. Yeah, Praters, like I said, I loved, and Rob Praters, I was on his stream last night. He's got a great overlay. I love how he set everything up. It looks really, really cool. So check out his channel too, Rob. And Praters, meet Rob. Rob's streams all the time. He's a great guy.
Potions
and
of healing.
does all kinds of D&D stuff for Fantasy Grounds.
Because he doesn't, he wasn't around when we had the heyday with buying stuff and finding stuff.
Yeah, his tables are great.
Kind of lacking on the. I mean, he's got rations and such, but he just doesn't have any money or any potions, so he might need purchase some potions of healing. I don't know if that's present in the town. If not, then Demokos can
Oh, cool. I'm
loan
glad you
him
did.
one.
I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that directed
Right.
towards me?
Well, I just don't know how what is best to handle that. But at some point, I want to get Barbar some at least a potion of healing.
Okay.
I can either give him one from Demokos, or if there's a vendor in town, then we can go buy some.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, either way. I mean, if you think you have enough and you just want to transfer them, I'm fine with that. Or if you rather go in and load up on some more supplies, or a combination of both, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, supplies-wise, we should be pretty good, considering we, geared up for a journey. So, I could just have Demokos give him a potion of healing.
That's fine.
Can I just drag it over?
I think so. It looked like you just did it. At least in the chat, it looks like it worked.
The one potion. Oh, it actually did the math. That's pretty sweet.
Did you take over? Did you have two and you took it over and it popped off one?
Well, yeah, I had 3 under Demokos, and I just dragged the little, the shield, the circular, brown circular, what is this, info button that tells you what the item is. And yeah, I just dragged it over to Barbar, and it gave him one and subtracted one from. Pretty sweet.
Nice. Awesome.
Yep. think that's about all I want to do. We should probably check off a ration for everybody, I would imagine.
Yeah, when we do a long rest, and let's get in the habit of that. I'm not very good about remembering that, but whenever we take a long rest, let's make sure to take off a ration, or when we do the travel, once we get through a 24-hour period, let's do that.
Okay, I just took off one.
Yeah, so
And you guys stocked up. You have a bunch in the party inventory, so you certainly have plenty.
Right.
And Enna may need, and again, you guys can, if you need to share or transfer some right now, you can, but we'll need to get your, if you want, to get your ammo back up, because you've only got like 7 arrows left, I think.
Oh, yeah. Gotta find a place to purchase that stuff.
What kind of arrows do you use?
I like Volos, guys. I don't have Tomb of Beasts yet, but I love Volos. It looks really cool. I just haven't used it much yet.
See.
Well, I think I'm looking at my equipment, and I do see... I did purchase some, I just don't have them equipped.
Oh.
As them as
good.
carried.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So we can just make sure you have them on next time.
I thought somewhere I bought Nebula some food for our long travels, but I don't know what
You
I
did,
bought.
and I think what I said is I think you guys bought a couple steaks for her.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have to, that's the stuff I need to start making some notes on, that just to make sure we're kind of planning for that. And if you keep the horses, you guys are going to have to pay to make sure that you're feeding the horses. But I'll make some notes on that so we start taking that into account as we go forward. I mean, the good news is you guys really just got to town, and literally you weren't in all that long before the sinkhole opened. So, hey, Lotro.
Yeah,
I hope that's how you pronounce it, but thanks for stopping by. Just wrapping up, but thanks for coming by the
I don't
channel.
think we
I think
said
this is our
first time.
first night taking a nap here.
Yeah, so you guys really just got to town, so it won't be that hard to go forward. So, hey, this is the first time I think the sounds worked the entire time. I'm gonna have to tell Deluxe Oz, who was on for a little while, that they worked great and they all triggered when they should. Albeit the one I have for the prayer of healing was certainly long, but I kind of liked it.
I like it too.
that was cool.
that was really something.
That's pretty cool. So, and as you guys level up and you get other spells, I'll start tagging those. And I think now that he's gotten it a little more stable, we're playing fifth edition Lotro. But now that it's gotten a little more stable, I think I can create those soundboards and drag them to you guys so that way you can also trigger your own sounds if you ever want to.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, I did it right now for I just set it up so where it just did auto chat because I have so much going on. I didn't want to have to trigger everything. And now that that's set up, I don't mind you guys controlling that if you ever have sounds you want to play around with. So, and I'll definitely try to get the other background ambiance working through the web. I just need to figure out how to get it to play through the virtual audio card until next time. Because, yeah, for some reason I just couldn't get that to pipe down. But it's a pretty cool little background program that, can add a little bit of ambiance in some of these areas.
Oh, yeah. Nice for the whole environment and mood of things. Pretty
Yes,
sweet.
I like it.
All right.
I like
Go ahead.
the little skin, too, in the fantasy grounds. I know it's a little bit different than last time. The colors are still there, but, like, the fonts and stuff.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pulling all my stuff off so the stream can see it real quick. I've got so many story notes up right now, but I've got one of the Volos pictures on, and I really like it. It's got like that big, looks like a werewolf looking guy with a flail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the add-ons. I think I finally settled into. I like all the colors of the buttons, and I like the background. So I think I like how I've got it set up now. I'm glad you guys do too.
Yeah.
You look sharp.
Well, and even the buttons, they look a little bit more refined than the last time we played. I mean, the colors are a nice touch, but like the fonts and just the shading and stuff, they look pretty sweet.
Yeah, those are definitely part of a different extension too. So, yep. So I think I've got it all dialed in. Hopefully now that we don't have to make too many changes going forward. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, Rob.
Awesome.
It was fun.
All right, guys. Well, it was a great
Yes.
session. I'll upload it again soon, and I'll see you guys all in the office tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right,
See you
guys.
then.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye.
All right, have a good night.
Bye.
You too.
User disconnected from your channel.
So, guys, thanks for jumping on. Rob's a lot better with his channel on how to add points and all that good stuff, but I'll look at who was on in my channel at the end, and I will add points. So I will make sure I add a bunch of points for you guys, and really appreciate it. Yeah, Rob, the sounds worked great. All of the auto chat sounds, I'll pull those up real quick so anybody that's interested in seeing them can. But these are all the I don't know how well you guys will be able to see that, but I'm pulling it up right now. But these are all the sounds I have. Yeah, Rob, these are all my coworkers. Isn't that funny? So I work with all three of these folks that are on tonight. Yeah, Praters, there's a lot of great stuff, and Rob's got so much. I'm getting a bunch of stuff up on my channel now. But here, so what I have up on the screen right now, if you guys can see it, these are all the chat sounds I've created. So like when somebody casts Bless, I'll open this one. It'll trigger, once it sees Bless in chat, it'll actually trigger this Bless sound without me having to trigger it. Oh, why did that not trigger? It's been triggering all night. That's interesting. I'm not hearing it now. It's weird. It worked all night, but that's what it was working fine all night. So there must be something going on my end. So anyway, well, guys, I think I'm gonna shut down the stream. Oh, what extension? Are you talking about the sound extension? The sound extension is from Deluxe Oz, if that's what you're talking about. It's a DOE. It's a DOE bass extension and the DOE sound extension. And then I'm also piping in Sirenscape is what I'm using. It works really well, and if there's a bunch of tutorials out there, but if you ever need help or anything, I mean, I'm not a technical guy at all, and if I could get this all set up and working, then I'm quite sure you can by the looks of your channel. It looks great. All right, guys. Well, I'm shutting her down, but thanks again for stopping by. And Rob, thanks for coming in. And I will see you guys all. Hopefully we have one more session of Sunday morning Unknown Whom, which is Rob's adventure. So I'm looking forward to running the group through that on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. So everybody have a great night. I'm going to shut it down, and I will see you next time.